The Mohanna community has lived in wooden houseboats on Manchar Lake for generations, embracing a life of simplicity and humility. As an age-old tribe of fishermen, the Mohannas resided along the banks of Indus and its tributaries for centuries, thriving on abundance of fish catch and other opportunities of trade and commerce. Historically associated with the river, the clusters of their floating villages with large houseboats and the smaller fishing or transportation vessels were once a common sight across Sindh. Manchar Lake, near Savon, had the largest concentration of Mohanna population, but due to mismanagement of the natural freshwater lake, including the catastrophic impact of dumping untreated industrial and agricultural waste into the waters, the natural resource has depleted drastically, resulting in dwindling Mohanna population. Many families moved to land in search of better economic opportunities. Only a few handful remain at Manchar Lake, struggling drastically to make their ends meet. The last surviving floating village on Manchar Lake, comprising of 44 Galiyo houseboats, was once a prosperous community, but now faces hardship in sustaining their cultural traditions. Despite this, an undeniable spirit of resilience lingers, upholding their ancestral ways of being. The sound of laughter, the voices of women chatting to one another, and the children playing in water blend with the gentle splashes of waves against the boats, creating a peaceful yet melancholic atmosphere. Upon arriving in the floating village, you are captivated by a world of its own. The cluster of Galiyo houseboats, standing in shallow waters of not more than 3 to 4 feet deep, are aligned in accordance to the sun's position. The boats are adorned with vibrant painted patterns, dangling crochet-edged and shimmering sequenced jhalars, adding a burst of color to otherwise muted tones of wood, water, and the sky. These jhalars are creatively made by the women of family, flaunting their skillful command on this craft. Sunlight reflecting off the waves dances on the wooden surfaces, while laundry hung on the bamboo extensions dries in the subtle breeze. Colorful reliefs with intricate patchwork, laid out specially when receiving guests, add another level of vibrancy to the modest homes. To overcome the constraint of space for storage, pie structures made of bamboo are built by the family in between the houseboats to stack their firewood and extra storage boxes. The children, not having many options, create for themselves some excitement in their daily activities. Some float on styrofoam boats, doing small errands for their parents, while others wade from one boat to another or chase each other, enjoying their playful moments. Sitting atop the straw roofs, watching the peaceful surroundings is sometimes an opted pastime. Some can be observed enjoying a leisurely movement, swinging on their pingo. Siblings or friends walk along the gar of their houseboat or proudly show off their skills in spinning a lattu with amazing control. Sometimes they engage in chasing and catching ducks or other birds. Their entire world is vastness of Manchar Lake. Without access to education and modern facilities, they spend their days in playful exploration within, carefree yet reflective of an intelligent command on their surroundings. Women and girls are focused on domestic chores, leading an overly protected existence, completely sheltered from any outsiders. Their routines of the day include washing clothes in the lake, ironing with a vintage cold press iron, cooking the perfect chapatis or meal on their firewood earthen chulas, embroidering dowry pieces for their daughters, or scrubbing utensils with burnt ash wood. The younger girls assist their mothers learning responsibilities, oiling the boat's edges, cleaning, preparing food, caring for siblings, or chatting excitedly about their future. Though oblivious of the world beyond the limits of their lake, their remarkable resilience and strength form the backbone of their families, capable of single-handedly rowing an entire houseboat or any other boat, navigating the vast waters by themselves, reflects an admirable command of the skill. The men, as primary earners, endure hardship to provide for their families. Fishermen by profession, they spend weeks away from home, engaging in deep-sea fishing, as the lake is no longer able to fulfill their needs. At times, they work as laborers on land. Protective of their families, they discourage any outside interference in their community, yet they maintain a kind and hospitable attitude towards the visitors. As a close-knit group, the Mohannas of Manchar Lake function like one large family, bound by blood and tradition. They marry within their community and share each other's joys and sorrows. When a child is born, the houseboats cluster together in celebration. Sweets are distributed and women come together to support one another. The most awaited annual event of Mohanna community is Sheikh Dhaman Melo, celebrated in third week of Rabiul Awwal. All the houseboats of the floating village journey across the lake for 3 to 4 hours. reaching the shrine of Sheikh Daman on the opposite shore, where they anchor for 3 days. People from various villages gather in large numbers for this festival, setting up markets with colorful sweets and toys for children. Rides, trampolines, slides bring joy to the young ones. The men enjoy folk music performances and wrestling matches, whereas women mostly stay on their houseboats, watching from a distance and preparing for the festivities. A unique aspect of Mohanna culture is their deep connection with birds. Once known as bird people, they formed a bond with migratory birds such as kairas, egrets, cranes, and pelicans, which once flocked to the lake in abundance. However, due to climate change and declining fish population, bird sightings have reduced substantially. In earlier times, owning a pelican was a status symbol, and even today, 2 houseboats proudly display theirs as a prized possession. Their bird-catching methods are distinctive. Young boys or men capture and tie and small birds on sticks, deceiving other migratory birds of safety in waters, attracting them to land here. They then capture and tame these birds, either keeping them as pets or sell them for consumption as food. Ducks such as mallards and a variety of other birds are commonly sighted near houseboats, raised and kept close by. The world of Mohannas has a unique charm of its own. Their houseboats form the tangible aspect of an age-old living heritage. Their way of life is a rich tradition of intangible aspects that integrate into the cultural landscape they belong to. Resilience has kept them going through severe conditions and undeniable hardships. In spite of facing numerous challenges, they remain deeply rooted in their customs, striving to preserve their legacy against the tide of time.